And we're back. So it's reading time, and we're working and learning to make predictions. So a prediction is like a more specific inference. Again, we're using what we know to understand what's happening, and with a prediction, you're guessing what will happen next, right? So a prediction is like a more specific inference. Sorry, I'm off screen, but we're back. All right, so we're gonna read each paragraph. Remember those groups of sentences that talk about one thing? We're gonna read each paragraph and then make a prediction about what will happen next. And you're gonna use evidence from the story to support your guess, okay? So it's time to be some detectives. It's time to use what we know to answer our questions. So number 1, Mariah always tries to do her best. She had a hard day at school today. Mariah found out that she failed a quiz, and 2 of her friends left her out at recess. When she got home, she grabbed a box of tissues and went into her room. Now just think about it. Think about what you know about how you reacted or how someone you know has reacted to having a bad day. You don't want to show your parents that you got a bad grade. You don't want to be at odds with your friends. What might you do? I'm going to tell you what I would do, especially if I had my room to myself when I was that age. I think my prediction is that Mariah is going, to cry. That's my prediction. Mariah is going to cry. How do I know that? What's the evidence, Miss Smith-bey? Why do you think that Mariah is gonna cry? Well, here's my evidence. She grabbed a box of tissues and went into her room. That's my evidence. Those tissues let me know it's some tears ready to come, right? Use the tissues to get all the stuff that may come from your nose and your eyes, especially when you're feeling unhappy and you want to let it out. She took the box of tissues to her room. Okay? That's my evidence. That box of tissues to the room lets me know everything I need to know. That baby's going right in there. She's gonna cry herself until she feels better. You know what? That's okay. We all do. Okay, so you know what time it is. It's time to set up your paper. Let's head on over to our worksheet. Ms. Smith-bey is gonna make a crooked line. No surprise there. But you're gonna be nice about it. And we're gonna name subject and date. And today is October 13th. Shoot, it's not math class. Why didn't you guys say anything? It's not math class. That's reading class. There we go. So you have 4 problems. I would suggest you give yourself some space because you have a lot to write. You're going to write what the prediction is and what the evidence is. So for number 1, the prediction is that Mariah is going to cry. That's what's gonna happen next. She's gonna cry. And how do we know? What's our evidence that she's gonna cry? She took the box of tissues to her room. Right? So after a bad day, she's taking a box of tissues to her room, she's probably gonna cry. All right, so that's what you'll be doing. You're gonna write one sentence about what do you think will happen next, and one sentence from the paragraph that gives you evidence. I'm gonna read the three situations so that you can figure out what's going on, okay? So number 2, Robert is a great teacher. He wants all of his students to succeed. There are 3 students who did poorly on the last math test. He checked his schedule and asked the 3 students if they have any time to meet after school. What do you think happens next? And why do you think so? What from the story helped you with your prediction of what happens next after asking time if the kids have free time after school? Number 3, Fernita lives near the community center where there is a swimming pool with a slide. Ooh. I just saw her walking down the street with a towel and goggles with 2 friends. What do you think is gonna happen next with Fernita? And what from the story gives you that, gives you reason to make that guess? And finally, 4, Jamie had skipped lunch to go to a student council meeting. His stomach grumbled all through science class and on the bus after school. When he got home, he darted through the door and dropped his backpack. So knowing that Jamie skipped lunch and instead went to a meeting and then his stomach was telling on him in class and on the bus, what do you think Jamie does as soon as he gets home and drops his book bag? And what from the story gives you that clue? All right, good luck guys. We will finish up with our math lesson.